This is probably what's going to happen with real estate after the bugdemic is over. And as he shows here, going to have defaults on property and bank REOs, which is, I think, bank real estate owned. And I'm only speaking because of what happened in 2008. In 2008, the banks got all those foreclosed houses back. And you would think, oh boy, like it says here, time to buy. It didn't happen in 2008. The banks had all these default properties. If you wanted to buy one, you couldn't get one because the banks weren't making any loans. They didn't trust anybody to be able to pay the loans back. So they had the property. They weren't selling the properties because they wouldn't give anybody a loan. It took years for the banks to open up and start processing new mortgages. Years. Well, what did the bank do with this property they owned? They either let it sit because they had the money, they could do it. And then what happened is people moved in who never paid a dime. They just broke in the door and started living there. And the other thing that happened with properties is the bank rented the houses. They didn't sell the houses, they rented them out. So don't expect, after the banks get all these houses back, after the bugdemic, that you think you're going to go in there and buy a house cheap. Maybe you can buy a house cheap directly from an owner, but you got to get that owner to take financing. What's going to happen is all of these houses are either going to be left vacant and squatters will move in, or they're going to rent these houses out. That's what happened in 2008. There's still people today renting from the bank houses they got in 2008. Didn't own them, they're renting them today. Banks happy to collect the rent.